Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, with me, Ikiyogami66. We saved Liara in the last episode, and unfortunately, I feel not tired. It is currently, when I'm recording this, it's almost like 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, and I could not fall asleep due to slight leg pain. So I figured, hey, best way to get myself to, get back to sleep and whatnot would be play a little bit of Mass Effect. It's a nice little quiet game. You get to wander around, talk to people. It's not intense. Hey Caden, how you doing, bud?
Anything you need, Commander?
How was the last mission, dude?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
I'm always off the record, my dude.
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
Look, I understand.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Yeesh. What was the survival rate of all that?
Seems like you beat the odds. How many didn't make it?
Out of 100, maybe 60 have no effect. 30 suffer adverse effects, little things like brain cancer.
Little thing like brain
Show
cancer.
enough ability to augment with implants. Not always permanent, though. Not like the cancer. Next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero. And how's a kid supposed to deal with that? A station at the edge of human space.
Are you telling me that, like, a side effect to the whole biotics thing is the possibility of cancer? Particularly the brain cancer? Yeesh.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using Mass Effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
That didn't sound good.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
That's rude. I don't like that. That's a renegade action, and like, ew, no.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Well, did you like her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Sure. What about intentional
You know
exposures?
of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold.
That's
I'm
not good.
saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were
Yeesh.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, is this all the stuff that could not be found?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Sorry for bothering you. Oh, hey, Liara. You're new here. I should talk to you.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
I mean, I don't imagine Asari physiology be much different from humans, except for, you know, ear and...
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
I mean... honestly, if foremost expert about an ancient civilization kind of thing, I mean, me personally, I may not understand 100% of all the technical terms that she may ever go through in regards to the stuff, but it would be just interesting to hear overall, you know? Or, like, what they're allowed to say.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away
Yeah,
from other
she's
people.
a big introvert, I guess.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
I mean, kids always go against their parents anyway, so it's not weird.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
So I'm now a dig site?
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
That's actually funnier.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Nope, we'll maintain it.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
I mean, I wouldn't say her mom's evil. Like, at this point in the story, we do not know why Benezia is doing anything that she is doing. It's kind of like the same reason of, like, with Saren. All we really know that Saren is hooked up with the Geth because of this. There might be some underlying thing that changed him at some point. I don't freaking know.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
Yeah, I trust the kid on how her parental figure is.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Well, I mean, if we were to bring this into more D&D terms, you guys are space elves. You are very mysterious by nature.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
That's one of those things I don't like. You have to look at the writing team and being like, who was horny on Maine when they wrote this?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
And what about the other parent?
After the union.
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Well, who's your dad?
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
That'd be a dumb question because it's just like, well, if they're allowed to do this with other species, why wouldn't they be able to do it with themselves since they've been doing this for centuries?
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Well, you don't know that.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
How do they deal with that?
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them.
Yeah,
Even
so
after they're
elf.
gone, a part of them lives on in us. The Union is a connection that transcends both time and space. We were the first, although we seek to understand other species,
That's
seems
it?
few of
Okay.
them seek to understand
I should go.
us. Goodbye, Shepard.
Thank you for the talk there, Liara. Didn't want to make it seem like it was weird. I don't have enough money to deal with you yet.
Commander, how are you? Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
And such as?
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
Yeah.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
Because Spectres don't follow the rules, and if you're CSEC, you're bound to rules.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can, but Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Not all the time. Just because he's not gonna follow the rules doesn't mean that we can't beat him with the rules.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him. And neither do you, Garrus.
I see what you mean, but I'll think about it. Thanks, Commander.
Hey, Rex.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
We do.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Ah, you met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. You're on my side now. What does it matter that you used to know Saren? Technically, Liara, by proxy, knows Saren.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
I mean,
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
oh, what was he doing?
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
What was
What
the
kind
cargo?
of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
Yeah.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Oh, it's good that we have you here.
Shepard.
Oh, we don't even get anything for that one there?
Commander, you have a minute to talk.
Sure.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Why? Because they're not Alliance?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Well, I don't want to say you're out of line. But also, I mean, Garrus Vicarian is... I mean, his species were the ones that worked on the thing too. I don't know. Rex is just a merc, so I don't know what he's gonna get out of that. So I'm gonna just ask you just don't trust them.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
We need friends.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
That's pretty cynical.
You've got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
So why do you feel like that?
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
I mean, I understand, but what about your service?
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
Maybe that's why.
I come from a military family too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
I wanted to go to one place that capitalism hasn't even touched yet. Spice!
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold breaking.
What the hell's gold breaking?
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh lord, you went to the Makapog boot camp too? Yeah, Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
Alright. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Yeah, what's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I mean, maybe, or maybe not.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
Don't be mean.
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
No fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Yeah, it's like, don't be mean to Liara. Liara, baby.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
What? Why you sound down?
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
Oh, because she's used to being in a crowded area that, by being in a place that's really quiet, it's throwing off her entire groove.
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard.
Yeah, that also is the other
But
thing.
it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
I mean, maybe that's the point. But, yeah, maybe that is the point.
Sounds like the pilgrimage isn't just about finding resources for the fleet. Maybe it's about teaching you to appreciate your people and culture.
You're probably right. We Quarians spend our whole lives traveling, but really we never leave home. The pilgrimage has given me a whole new perspective on our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
But you're going back?
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
Yeah, she right.
I should go.
See you later.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it for all these guys. Now, I should probably sell some of the stuff, or at least turn other things into frickin' Garbaggio. Oh. Yeah, get rid of the pop-ups. Okay. Squad. They won't let me find Liara. So we'll fix that up. Tali. Okay, no shotgun is better. I think yours also pistol. The Edge 3 is better. So is the Edge 2 for you. Yeah, let's get you the Edge 2. Yeah, let's give you armor-piercing rounds. Nothing special about that. This can actually probably get turned into Omnigel. I don't know what's so special about you. Are you new? Is that the reason why you're like this? I don't know. Liara, I think you're just pistol anyway. So we gotta up you. Yeah, let's give you the edge 3. Let's give you some chemical rounds. Yeah, no, your current armor's better. I don't know what your secondary weapon is. You got nothing. You got nothing. Oh man, some of these are actually bad for you. Yeah, no, let's sell these. Yeah, so yeah, let's give you weapon stability just because. Give you the hammer 3. I mean, 1 point difference is not gonna change much. I hate Phoenix armors for you people though, because I mean, it's so pink. That's the problem with that. It is so pink. I think you are also assault, but I don't know. I'd have to check again. Yeah, I can give you a Storm 3. And then my own equipment, just because I want to check my own equipment. Yeah, I mean, what's 1 more point of damage? Okay. Let's sell the rest of the garbage to you.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Don't want to get rid of any of the upgrades, but we could probably get rid of a bunch of the other stuff here. Let's keep that there because there's one person on the team that can wear them. Oh man, we got a lot of money. Still not enough to get this. let's save it for the big ones. The HMWP gun. Cause let's see. We're at 20k right now. Yeah, we still got a lot of game to go through on that. I mean, pretty chill episode, if I have to say. Yeah, we didn't do any exploration, but we got a lot of people's opinions about things. Which is important to this game, because you have to build, like, a level of trust with everyone. So what I'll do is I'll set course to another spot. Ah! Exit takes you out all the way. I'm just checking out here just to see what's around this planet area. Nah. Like, I'll go to all these different spots and actually, like, check out, like, anything crazy about each one. Since we did something plot relevant, next episode we'll actually probably just do something not plot relevant. So we'll go here and deal with the issue with the asteroid. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Mass Effect with me. Leave the video a like, leave it a comment, and subscribe, that way you can keep up to date with any more Mass Effect stuff. Alright, bye.